Hey, what's up, guys? Back with another stream. This time with a Christmas theme. The Santa Airways B1900D. Thought it'd be kind of cool to create this livery, and tell you what, man, it wasn't easy. But I actually learned a lot about creating liveries, and yes, I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. But anyway, so we're back in FSEconomy. I appreciate you guys joining the stream and checking things out here. We've got about a 300-mile journey ahead of us. We're right now in Charlotte, and we're going to be heading to we're going to head to Knoxville. Sorry, McGee-Tyson, near Knoxville, just south of Knoxville. And then we're going to head to Nashville, home of country music. A lot of music. But there's a method to my madness here, and I'll go over the flight plan and the FSC thoughts as well. But yeah, so anyway, should be a lot of fun, and got some Christmas decorations happening here in concert with the new themed B1900D. Take a closer look at that. And yeah, so anyway, looking forward to a fun flight tonight. So let's get to it here. Turn the music off here for a second. All right, so first things first, let's look at the flight plan. Sky Vector, and you can see you've got the flight plan up on the for-flight screen in the upper left-hand corner too. But so basically we're going from Charlotte, Douglas International, so we're at about 800 feet. We're going to head to, we're going to have to climb here, so I'm going to fly at about probably 9,000, okay? Then we'll have to, right after this range here, we'll have to come down, and we'll land at the McGee-Tyson at about 1,000 feet. And then no major elevation here. Well, we'll go to 3,000, so we'll probably fly at like 5,000. And we'll land here at Nashville, which is at 1,200, about 1,200 feet. So that's the, oh, I didn't want to do that. So that's the plan. And as you can see, I have the same plan. It's 307 miles, 308 miles total. Pretty much breaks it up in the middle. I'm going to show you why I'm doing this in the first place here. So here we are at Charlotte, and there is no, I couldn't find, there's nothing to Nashville. But what I did find was McGee-Tyson's has 19 assignments, which I'm going to take every single one of them. That'll make us a decent amount of money on the trip, and then I'll show you the reason why I'm going to Nashville. If I'm correct, let's see, make sure we got them all clicked here. Yes, we do. So we'll click that, add those assignments, and then we're going to rent this plane, this B1900D down here. This guy right here. He's $250 an hour, so it's going to be really cheap. But he has a $1,500 bonus, but look where he's stationed in BNA, which is Nashville. So I believe I'll get this $1,500 when I return this plane to Nashville. So I'm going to rent that. I think that's how it works. So right now I've got $1,060,000 in money, which is great. So I'm saving up for probably a B1900D. That's the thought here. I still have my SR20 in Hawaii yet to be rented, but it's there to rent. If you want to go to Honolulu and rent a Cirrus SR20, please do. And there's my flight. Okay, so I've got 19 seats, 17,000. It's I'm going to be empty from McGee-Tyson's to McGee-Tyson, or Knoxville really, to Nashville, but that's okay. The whole idea is to get there. So we're going to have 19 passengers. And we're going to, let's just say 320 miles. I'm not sure how accurate these calculations are. So 167. I'm going to put 300 gallons in there. Actually, 325. We're going to be a little heavy. We're pretty heavy, but we'll have plenty of gas to get there. And this will be a nice payday. And we'll be getting this plane back to Nashville, and also clearing out a 1900D from Charlotte, which is where I'm probably thinking about putting a plane. So anyway, that's that. That's the plan. That's all set. Oh, why doesn't this one? Oh, I see. It won't let me go because I have too much gas, so I got to get rid of one. All right, so it can only take 18 people. All right, so I'll put too much gas in there. All right, so we're fully loaded. So we're going to need a lot of runway to get off the ground. That's okay. But before I do start here, I wanted to talk to you guys about the livery that I have. And that's this guy right here, the B1900D. A little closer. It's got the Christmas theme. If we look on the other side here, see the Santa and his sleigh in the back there, and I got the wreath on the tail right there. Labor of love. Probably took me about 10 hours to do this plane, so pretty happy with it. And like I said, it's a major procedure to do things right. I got some photos here that I'll show you in a little bit, probably while we're flying. All right, and that's that. So what we're going to do is, well, let me first tell you, don't forget about the VR Aviators group on Facebook. We've over 300 members. We crashed 300 members. We have 317 members now. Just search VR Aviators group, and this is for people that are interested in virtual reality flight simulation, Vive, Rift, whatever, FSX, X-Plane, Aerofly, DCS, whatever you fly. It's, like-minded people that are into VR flight simulation. So make sure you check that out. VR Aviators group. All right. All right, cool. So let's see. What we're going to do is let's get this thing started. We're going cold and dark here. So we'll get things started. All right. So doors are open. Get inside the plane here. Get rid of that. So first we want battery on. Let's lift this master switch up. Battery is on. And when our avionics on. Oh! Plane crazy, man. Thanks for the subscription. I appreciate that. That's really, really nice of you, man. Thanks a lot for subscribing to Bambino Games Live. I do appreciate it. Thanks. I really do. We're going to get to let me get to this. Let's see. Where's my avionics? There we go. Avionics on. Yeah, Plane, thanks very much for the subscription. I really do appreciate it, man. Thanks. Avionics on. All right. Our EFIS is on the auto. Turn the EFIS on. That's on the autopilot menu, which you guys can't see. Been watching my vids and learned how to make your Oculus Rift less blurry. Oh, cool! I'm glad to hear that. It's still blurry though. Yeah. Hopefully that you're using. Hopefully you've got the debug. Is it the debug tool? Yeah, that allows you to increase the pixelization. I run it at 200, and yeah, I think we're gonna in X-Plane we're gonna see blurriness until hopefully hopefully that'll change when we get native VR. We shall see. But anyway, all right. So EFIS is on. Get my transponder on. Come on, transponder. and squawk and altitude, which it is. We don't really need that because we're not in FSX. So we're going to set the parking brake. Set parking brake. Set parking brake.
Parking brakes already set.
Good. You got to set to 2.0. Yep, you got to do that. All right, fuel switches. So we want to go. Where's my mouse? Give me my mouse here. We want the fuel switches on auto, and we want this on main. Okay. And let's see. Throttles, we want mixture full. We want throttle on aux, and we want to put it right there for startup. And we can start both engines now. We're going to arm the ignition. Let's go with the left. Gotta wait till it's the turbine's at about 27, 28. There it goes. Then we start the right engine. Good to go. All right, so engines are started. We want to turn on the generators now. Left gen and the right gen. And let's see. AC bus on. Did I turn the AC buses on already? Nope, turn those on. That's good. Rudder boost, it's between the seats. Okay, rudder boost is on. Just takes a little bit of time to get to that one. Let's see, overspeed. We can test the panel on the overspeed. Make sure that's right. Okay, overspeed and stall warning tested. We want our climate to main cool. And we want this on decrease. Actually, we'll put it on auto. Okay. That's the climate, so the passengers, we're not going to fly at high enough to need oxygen, so we don't have to worry about that. Overspeed, we want the lights. Test our panel here. Okay, good. We've got to close our doors still, so we haven't done that yet. Auto feather armed. Where's our auto feather? Down here. Prop sync. We got the generators are closed. Good. All right, we got our TCAS on. That's right there. Why it's so hard to turn this on. Oops. All right, let's get our lights on. We want taxi, nav, beacon. We don't need a tail light. We want our strobe. And we don't need anything else. There. All right, that's everything to get everything going here. Now we're going to set our On our flight plan, let's make sure we got the flight plan loaded. Turn on this window so you guys can see the flight plan. So we're going to clear this guy out, menu, the flight plan, and we're going to scroll down, enter, and we want, where is it? Hopefully I put it in there. Come on. But where is it? I thought I had it in here. There it is, BNA. That's the plan I want. Let's just check it out. Alright, so what I'll do is do this, and I'll go down to this guy and activate that leg. And that should be good to go. That's our first leg. Set CDI to GPS. Let's just take a look here. So we got Nylon. Then we landed KT at the Knoxville. Then we got Jessup, and then we landed in Nashville. 307 miles total. Good to go. All right, put that back in its place. Now, FSEconomy. Got to make sure we load that up. So we're going to go to FSEconomy. Open FSEconomy. Log in. Start flight. Boom, 325 and 19 assignments loaded. 19 assignments. I thought it was 17. I guess. I don't know. It's weird. Let's just check that. One second. Oh yeah, we got 19 assignments. Okay, cool. So $17,000. Potential to make $17,000. And we are good to go. I don't know why I have a master. I have a master alarm because the doors are still open. So let's get those doors closed. Let's get the baggage closed. You can see the Santa and his sleigh coming down right on the door there. Nice, nicely integrated. And then when I close that passenger door, the candy canes happen. Beautiful. All right, we're good to go. Everything's loaded up. Taxi plan, we got we're all good to go, man. So we can take off. Just want to look at my. This is a nice thing about ForeFlight. I can just zoom in here. Let me take this section off. I can zoom in here and see exactly where I am. So I'm going to taxi to Charlie 11. And then just go straight forward to Charlie 11. And then I'll take off at 18 when we're going to have left. So we're just going to hopefully find our way there. We'll just use this as we taxi along. Make sure we're going to the right spot. Good to go. Got a few things planned to talk about. Man, nice looking graphics. Yeah, everything's good here. Oh, let's get our pitot heat on. Pitot heat on. Pitot heat. And all right. Oh yeah, we got to set this to, what do we say, 9,000, right? So we're setting our altimeter to 9,000. And then we got to set up our autopilot so we can just turn it on once we're in the air. So we're going to go to, you can look at the panel there, right there. You're going to see I'm going to nav, altitude select, vertical speed. I'm going to go up about 1,200 feet per minute. And that should be perfect. All right. Check. Seatbelts fastened. Doors are closed. Everybody's ready to go. Give one more look at this plane. Looking good, man. Tail number is 1225 SC. 1225 SC. 1225 being Christmas. SC being, of course, Santa Claus. Pretty easy. All right, yeah, it's actually getting a pretty nice reaction. It's up. I'm going to go over this in a second, but This livery is up on xplane.org if you want to download it too. So, but I'll show you. I'm going to show you some pictures and stuff in a second. Anyway, let's get this show on the road here. All right, here we go. I should leave our prop on taxi. Brakes off and taxi. So you got the got the snowflakes with the Christmas bulbs on the wings. Looking good, man. It's a fun plane to fly, that's for sure. And it's a moneymaker in FSC. Alright, we'll hold short here. Just make sure everything's cool. Everything looking cool. Close this master switch cover. Engines are synced up, they are warmed up, and we are good to go. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's put the prop to full here.
Approaching runway 18 left.
Thank you.
Entered runway 18 left. 8,400 feet remaining.
And we're going to need it. Got a lot of gas and a lot of people. All right, looks so cool in VR. One of my favorite airports, really is. All right, so we're good to go here. Let's rev things up. We're ready to... Let's see. Too many numbers on. Yeah, I know. You got to let that slide, man. You got to let that slide. I know it's not a legal number. I know it's not a legal tail number, but I figured I'd take poetic license because just a fun kind of thing. All right, here we go. Rev those engines up. And let's go. Get the hell out of here. And I figured out what was wrong with plane command. I'll talk about that in a second. It wasn't the software, it was the operator, it was me. Had a nice email exchange with the developer. He's a great guy. And rotate. Ooh, we are heavy, I could feel it. Gear up. Positive rate, flaps up. And autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
Let the plane do the driving. Probably a little too soon to turn on autopilot, but it's okay. While we're doing this, what I was talking about plane command, I upgraded from release 2 to release 3. And I didn't realize that in release 3 things have changed. So if you use plane command, and you have release 3, you already know this. Me, like the idiot, I didn't know this. So when you give the comms a command, like you say set something to, like set comm 1 to 127.6, right? It recognizes the 2 as a number 2. So you have to take the 2 out of the phrase. You have to say set comm 1 122.7. And what I was doing, I was saying setcom 1 or setcom 2, and I was adding the 2 in there. So setcom 1 to 122.7 TO. Can't do that. You got to remove that out of the phraseology. So, and apparently in talking to the developer, he said that that's pretty common in pilot phraseology. Like they don't use the word 2. Setcom 1 127.6. I guess because it's less words, it's faster, etc. So, lesson learned, shame on me, and now I know. So what you do is you say, setcom 2 111.6.
Com 2 set to 118.16.
That's not what I said. I kind of stuttered on that one. Setcom 2 127.6.
Com 2 set to 127.6.
I still have a hard time not saying the word 2. Setcom 1 122.7.
Com 1 set to 122.7.
Works every time now. Setcom 2 123.6.
Com 2 set to 123.6.
So even in the readback they say com 2 set to, right? So you got to remember to take that 2 out of it. By the way, I think we've got well, we're not going to have ortho the whole way because I haven't built out the ortho out to Nashville, but we'll have ortho some of the way. Actually, we might not have it too much of the way. We shall see. Anyway, we're climbing up to 9,000. What VR headset? Fest. This is I'm using an Oculus Rift. Let's see. Let me get out of here so you guys can see where the hell I am. Not sure why my plane isn't showing. Oh, there we are. I'm using an Oculus Rift CV1. Whoa, we're way off the mark here on the GPS. Gotta help it out a little bit. It's kind of got confused. All right, I'm gonna take it off autopilot. We're off our. I'm looking at the map. I'm like, why is my plane over there? See, I started it too early. Yeah, it's too bad I don't have the ortho completely built out. I just haven't had a chance to. I've got like 220 tiles right now. So we're getting there, but it's just taking some time. Yeah, I'm using Oculus Rift. I've had one for over a year. I love it, man. It's awesome. Yeah, I think right there you're going to see the difference between ortho and non-ortho. So write that line, like right there. All right, we're going to get back on track here, and once I do, I'll put the autopilot on. It's funny, whenever I've found a problem, usually it's me, it's pilot error, right? Like with the plane command thing, pilot error. There was another thing in the SR-20 I was flying the other day. I was turning autopilot on before taking off, and it was, boosting it was using the trim. Then when I was trying to take off, the trim was all screwed up. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? You can't turn autopilot on before you take off. And I know that, I just have like a brain fart about it. So usually when there's a problem, it's usually pilot error. Usually pilot error. Yeah, I don't think that's... I can always tell by the water if it's ortho or not. Actually, I think that is worth it. And if you see golf courses and horse tracks, because there's no golf courses and horse, there's very, or I should say, there's very few golf courses and horse tracks in the standard scenery. All right, we're doing okay here. Just want to pull the prop back a little bit, getting back on track. All right, hopefully we'll pick it up here. Autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
Oof, why are we going that way? Not cool. Not cool. That's not cool. All right, I'm gonna fly to the right of this line. Sometimes this happens and you have to just fly the heading. Tell you what, this plane can climb fast, man. Definitely climb. Just make sure I get on the right heading. See, the GPS wants to go to the left. Why does it want to go to the left? I'm looking at this right here on the avionics. It's got the right here. It's saying it wants to go left. Why does it want to go left? Let me just try something here. I'm going to cycle this. Just going to turn the GPS off there for a second. I'm going to get to the left of the line. I just turned the CDI off. All right, let's go make sure we're on nav. CDI. And altitude select. Autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
Why is it going over there? Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? What's it doing? I don't understand. Okay, let's see here. What am I doing wrong? It wants to go. There we go. I think we're going now. Doing better now. Okay, we're at 9,000. Are we picking up the GPS? No, it doesn't really care about. It's so weird. Have an answer. No answer. You've got a Vive. Awesome. Well, yeah. You haven't tried it with P3D. My understanding is that P3D's native VR isn't all that great. Like a lot of people that use P3D use FlyInside. But I don't know, I've never flown P3D, so I really don't know. Right, let me try this. I'm going to go to flight plan menu. Activate this leg. I don't understand why it thinks it wants to go to the left. Set heading to 276.
Heading to 27 degrees.
Heading to 276 degrees.
Heading bug already set to 227 degrees.
Heading bug to 276.
Heading 276 degrees.
Heading bug 276.
Heading bug already set to 276 degrees.
Okay. Heading bug 290.
Heading 290 degrees.
Heading bug 310.
Heading 310 degrees.
Heading bug 320.
Heading 320 degrees.
Yeah, we're quickly going off course here, so I'm going to... This has happened before with the GPS. It gets screwed up. Or it doesn't hold its... the autopilot doesn't hold the GPS. I don't understand it. And what I can do is I could unload the plan. I want to get it on the heading. I want to kill the plan, and then we'll just fly heading and altitude on the autopilot, and then I'll reload the plan and see if that helps out any. All these complications. We'll be there before you know it. Where's my heading? I don't know where the heading, where's the heading bug knob? I have no idea where the heading bug knob is. So I never use it. But I would like to have it. Changing over. Is there not a heading bug knob? There has to be a heading bug knob. I'm gonna fly heading. We're at 10,000, so let me roll this up here. Autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
It's going to bring me down to 9. It's not even flying the heading bug. Yeah, I guess it's flying the heading bug. That's good. All right. Heading bug to 350.
Heading 350 degrees.
Am I missing something, or is there no heading bug? knob. There's no knob to turn the heading. Let me just, I don't see any. Where the hell is the heading bug? Look at that. I am not flying. It's so messed up. The avionics are screwed. Alright, well, we're going to have to live with it. We should be fine. We'll get there. Maybe one of you guys have... You've flown FSExp through D, V2 and 4, and X-Plane 1011. X-Plane is still the best in your opinion. Plane crazy, I agree with you. I've never flown P3D, but I've flown FSX, I've flown Airfly. I mean, Airfly is really good, don't get me wrong. Airfly is actually, the visuals are fantastic, with its native VR, but it's like an Iceland, and there's no comms, and there's no real navigation, and it's, you know, half the planes, half the stuff doesn't work in the planes, you know, it's not fully functional, you know. It's not an experience. X-Plane is a flight simulation experience. That's the difference. Alright, we're way, way up here. If anybody knows where the hell the heading bug knob is on this plane, you'll win the prize, because I cannot find where the hell it is. You would think it'd be right here, because this is where the heading bug is. There's not one over here. These aren't knobs. This is EDI dim. That's the... How does this plane not have a heading bug knob? I don't understand that. I mean... Am I missing something? It's really hard to believe. So how do you set the heading if you don't have plane command? Where is it? Tell me where it is. Oh, I think I know where it is. See, once again, pilot error. Something is definitely wrong with this thing. Because, I mean, there's the heading bug. The plane says I'm, you know, maybe that says 30. Oh, maybe my compasses are screwed up. That says 330. I don't know. I think the heading bug is over here, down here somewhere, maybe. Got me. Kind of important to know where that is, right? How's the frame rates? Hey, how you doing there, Aki? Frame rates aren't that great. 16. Because I'm not an ortho, and yeah, it's the main reason why. Not an ortho. It's so odd. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not. Not sure. So I'm heading 301, but I've got the bug set on 340. So there's a compass, my compasses are screwed up. Set heading bug to 335.
Heading 335 degrees.
.298. And this says 335. That is so messed up. How do I sync that up? How do I sync that up? Yeah, but definitely better frames in ortho for sure. And right now, this is all, I think this is all standard scenery. Pretty sure. No, this might be ortho actually. Not sure. I can't remember where my mesh goes to. I just haven't finished filling it out. But I am heading west. Set heading bug to 340.
Heading 034 degrees.
No. Headings 340.
Heading 340 degrees.
So screwed up. So my compass and my avionics are screwed up. Did I miss a step or something? Oh, I tell you what, I don't need these guys on. Ah, that's weird. When I turn those off, that changed things. Why was that? That was weird. I turned off the ignition start and the compass changed. Let's just see what happens now if I put it on nav. No, it's still screwed. Still screwed. Just make sure I got everything on. Yep, everything's on, but for some reason my compass is kind of screwed. Oh well. Slave your digital compass to the mag. How do I do that, dude? How do I do that? How do I do that? I don't know where to do that. And that's probably a step in the startup that I have to do. But I don't know where to do that. Is that on the console here? Not sure. You need to sync before taxi. Use the check. Yeah, I did use a checklist, and I don't know where to do that. But that's obvious. You're right. That's a step that I have to do, and I have to figure out how the hell to do it. Let me see if it's down here. But I don't think this happened the last time I flew the plane. But I mean, that makes sense that that's probably has something to do with that. But in any event, we'll get there. I'll get there. I don't see any commands here. Let me look over here. Heading normal. EFIS boost, pilot EDI. Nav data. I'll have to look and see what the hell that is. Maybe there's something on. Maybe there's something on the autopilot. Let's just see that. Here we go. My heading. Alright, I figured out the heading. I figured out the heading bug. Set heading bug to 340.
ADF2 set to 340 kilohertz.
Set heading bug to 340.
Heading 340 degrees.
I did find it. Hold on, I gotta figure out how to do it. I just synced it. I figured it out. Okay. I just figured it out. There's a button you gotta push to sync things up. Okay, let me put that on my checklist because that's a critical thing. So, where's my autopilot? Push. What's it called? Headings. Got it. All right. At least I figured it out. Thank you for the tip, dude. Oh, still not. But it's still not working properly. That's still not right. Still have a lot to learn with this plane. Autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
Alright, looks like we're hand flying until I get things straightened out. Anyway, we're getting close there. Just shows I have a lot to learn, man. Always a lot to learn. Anyway, while I'm flying here, let me show you some pictures. Some pictures that I took of. Where the hell is it? A couple of pictures of the new livery that I'm flying here, the Santa Airways livery. You can get this on. I put it up on X-Plane.org. Just go in the liveries download area and just search Christmas or Santa Claus or whatever, or Santa, and you'll find this. It was just loaded up today, so if you have a Carenado B1900D and you want to run this livery, I'll show you. It's theirs for you to check out. So yeah, it was a labor of love. Like I said, it took me a long time, but I learned a lot about like if you look at the reef that's on the tail, because of the way that tail and the rudder are configured in the graphics, you had to like slice it on an angle, and then you got to line it up to make sure everything is lined up properly. The two slice, it's really quite a process. But I learned a lot from it, and hopefully I'll get better and better at doing liveries. And that's the plane. You guys like that? when I get on the ground here, I'm going to figure out what the hell the problem is, because I really would like to fly with autopilot. So, a couple things I wanted to talk about. Let's see. Yeah, I talked about VR Aviators. We hit the 300 people there, which is great. Yeah, so I've got almost 9,200 people on my my YouTube channel, which is great. Great to have that many subscribers. I really do appreciate that. And I'm putting together a nice 10,000 subscriber giveaway. I've got 3 sponsors so far. XP Realistic, which is the software you could use to get the head bobbing movement and the extra sounds and stuff. It's really, really cool software. Pretty inexpensive, but I'm going to be giving away a copy of that. Plane Command. The folks at Plane Command have generously decided to sponsor the giveaway, so I'll be giving away a copy of Plane Command, which is great. Really a must-have for VR flight. And then I'll also be giving away a plane from Aerosphere Simulation. They're going to be coming out with a new plane in a couple of weeks that I'll be getting and be able to test fly, and we're going to be giving away that plane as well. So they've got a real cool surprise coming up in part of their hangar. So 3 prizes, going to be 3 different winners, so 3 people will get to win. And I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to put that giveaway up once I hit, or very close to hitting 10,000 subscribers is when I'm going to put it up. And I'm going to run it for 2 weeks, so people have plenty of time to enter. And then should be a lot of fun. So yeah, I really do appreciate the support, and thanks for the sponsors that are willing to sponsor me and to provide those great prizes, if you will, for you guys. And everything there is pretty much VR related. The Aerosphere planes are very nice in VR. They're very well designed, and Plane Command is definitely a must for VR, as I mentioned, and also XP Realistic. You do get the head movement in VR when you've got that running, and the sounds really make things even more immersive. So they do a great job with that. So looking forward to that giveaway. So keep your eye out for that. All right, so 25 miles to our turn point, and then we'll be heading into Knoxville. Get the plane on the ground. I may just restart things with engines started, and then I want to check and see what those settings are, because I got to get that right. But I want to have my autopilot on the way to Nashville. All right, cool. We're making good time here. And nothing wrong with a little hand flying. The problem is my heading bug isn't working properly, so I thought I got things synced up, but I'm going to have to read the manual and figure out how to get all that done properly. Yeah, so we're out of the ortho now. Yeah, so the other thing I want to talk about was 11.10. So haven't really had many problems with it. The only problem I've had is I lost the use of Control and Alt-T. And I think that has something to do with the FlyInside plugin, because basically it works fine in 2D X-Plane. And when I turn off the FlyInside plugin when I'm running, then I'm able to use it. So the folks at FlyInside are looking at that, and hopefully they'll have a fix for that soon, because having that Control-T and Alt-T are really good for FSEconomy when you want to run long flights and cut down on the time a little bit. But unfortunately, or even if you want to do things like if I film like time lapse or speed ups, it's kind of cool to have for that. But unfortunately, it's not working properly. So. Yeah, Aki, thank you very much. I'm going to have to figure out how to sync things up. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I'm just missing a step. Look at I wrote down these procedures. I didn't have that down as a procedure, but that's definitely needed. That's for sure. All right, so we're coming to our turning port here. We're getting close to Knoxville. Drop off our passengers. We'll have plenty of gas to get to Tennessee. Port down there. Nicely built out. Flying like the old days, hand flying. Let's check out how things are going outside here. The Christmas livery. Looks pretty cool, don't you think? Those are all transparent images so you can see the rivets and stuff underneath them if you look up real close. That's the secret when you're doing liveries. You got to use all transparent stuff so those rivets stay, so you know, it looks like it's painted on the plane. Yeah, so I guess this owner will be happy that I brought his plane back to Tennessee if he or she is going to even notice. But I'm pretty sure once I bring it back, I'll pick up that $1,500 bonus. Plus, it's something to do. I guess I can cut the corner here. Yeah, we're chugging along. Because there's so much autogen, the trees that, you know, the trees in these Appalachian areas, or, you know, the wooded areas just eat up the frame rate. Uh-oh. What the hell happened? I lost my engines? What, are you kidding me? I lost the left engine? Oh. How the hell did that happen? I'm flying on one engine? Whoa, 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 whoa. Am I flying on any engine? Uh-oh. My engines are screwed. Emergency landing. My engine's on fire? No. Prop's still turning. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. What the hell's going on? All I know is she's starting to get heavy. I lost the engines. Alright, looks like we're gonna have to ditch it. That's not good. Oh boy. I have no idea what the hell happened. Flying along all along here, I didn't overcook the engines. We're sinking like a stone. Alright. Let's see if we can get some airspeed so I can... Flaps are full. Can I...
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Alright. We're gonna have to ditch it, guys. Prepare for emergency.
500.
I have no idea what the hell happened. My engines just failed on me. They just failed. Okay, sorry guys. Crash. Oh no! Oh no! No! First crash! Oh man, that's the first time I've ever crashed. Wow, that's horrible. I have no idea what happened. I have no idea what the hell happened there. No idea. I mean, everything was running smooth. I don't know what happened. There you go. Cabby Lee said had an engine died during a cruise. I also had a low oil pressure light that can't figure out. Everything was running fine. All of a sudden, I looked at my gas. Look, you can see. Well, I went on aux, but if you look at the gas, my left tank was completely depleted, but my right tank was on. And I don't know, man. That was so screwed up. So let's see. What can I do here? I'm in a new flight. I think I could pick up a spot close to... Well, actually, let's just go to KTYS. Let's just do that. New flight. And this time, I'm going to cheat, all right? Let's go here. We're going to go right on the runway. I'm going to put engines on, okay? We're going to go right on the runway, okay? No, dude. Well, that's true. Yes, I'm definitely, it's beyond my skill level. But there is no reason. I've flown this plane before, starting it up myself, with no problems whatsoever, and it's never died like that. The plane just failed. All right. So the good news is that shit. So that means. Let me see. Alright, I gotta go back to Charlotte. I gotta go back to Charlotte and fly this again. Let's just do that. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm doing this. Let me just do this. I'm gonna restart X-Plane. I have a feeling that was an X-Plane issue. Those engines were fine. They weren't overcooked. That had nothing to do with, you know, operation. Everything was, you know, running perfectly fine. All of a sudden, the gas just completely depleted from that tank, which makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not a skilled pilot. I'll be the first to admit that, but I've flown that before. And I've had this the second time I've had issues with that GPS in this plane. So we shall see. We'll fly it again. What the hell? We'll fly it again. Live and learn. New flight. KCLT. Customize. We're going to run it, start it again. Is my plane finicky about how you started after an update? No, I mean, I upgraded to 11.10. I was running the beta version, so I've been running this for a while. And I've flown this plane, I don't know, 1,000 miles since I upgraded, and I haven't had any issues. I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened. Yeah, you got to keep going and keep learning. You're right. But I just don't, I mean, I don't understand why the engines went out. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. They were running fine. And, you know, I didn't sense any failure. I was, you know, having navigation issues, but the plane's engines weren't on fire. All of a sudden, that left tank was completely depleted. It made no sense whatsoever. So we'll just do it over again. Why not? But I will restart X-Plane. I'm doing that now. So I'm just checking here. Here's the Santa Airways download on X-Plane.org. 27 people have downloaded it today already, which is kind of cool. So yeah. So we're just going to basically do this flight again. All right. Yeah, I don't understand it. Cabby Lee, you said you had issues as well. That's the first time it just died like that in the middle of in the middle of cruising. But this time I'm letting the system start it. I wanted to see something here. We're gonna go nav. Nav, auto select, we're gonna go up. Vertical speed up. 1100. Yeah, so this is, I'm just looking at the settings. It's exactly, I'm looking at the, let me show you. Here's the settings for the EFIS and the nav data. This is exactly how it was set when I was running the plane. I didn't do anything here at all. Okay, and this is basically exactly how I had things set up. Let me load FSEconomy. And we'll do this one again. Why not? It's the first time I've ever crashed. First time since I've owned X-Plane I've ever crashed. You know, basically trying to fly a mission. All right, so let's get our shit set up here. Cabby Lee, thanks for the follow, man. I do appreciate that. Get to initiate my SR20 there. Okay, so we get our pitot heat on. We don't need this guy on. Okay, let's just check our compass here. So 305, 185. All right, let's get our flight plan loaded. A menu. let's clear it out. And then let's get the cursor. Oh, no, the cursor. Let's scroll here. Cursor, and we want BNA. Enter, flight plan. Cursor, scroll down. Activate leg. Boom. TDI to GPS. This goes to the map. Get to go there. And let's set our altitude to 9,000. Actually, let's go to 10,000. Everything's set. Everything is set. Load it up. We're going to try this again. Okay, we're getting the graphics warning here. But we're en route. We're going to try this again. Okay. Maybe it's the curse of the Santa livery, I don't know. Flaps to 1. We'll see if our GPS works this time. It's worked every single time. I flew two flights yesterday and it worked perfectly every time.
Approaching runway 18 left.
Oh, I tell you what though, before I do
Entered
anything,
runway 18 left. 8,400 feet remaining.
set parking brake. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
I better go and fix systems, because I'm not sure if I have to do that or not. So flight configuration, failures. Fix all systems. All fixed systems are fixed. Apply changes. Okay, so all fixed systems are fixed. Hopefully, we should be good to go. Flaps to 1. Plenty of fuel. Pumps are on auto, and we're on main, and here we go. This time I'm going to wait till I get up in the air a little bit before I turn on the autopilot, though. I'll have to go back and look at this video. I really want to know what the hell if I did something wrong there or not. I don't think I did. Rotate. Pretty heavy. Airspeed is alive. Gear up. Flaps up. Fly the runway heading and then we'll turn. Everything looks nominal. I'm hoping software just got screwed up there because, like I said, I followed procedure, the checklist procedure for starting this thing up. I don't think I missed a step. Now it's showing the GP, that purple line correct. So let's just turn on autopilot. Autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
Yeah, it's working fine now. So there was something going on there with the system. I'm almost positive it was X-plane. Just one of those screwy things. But I'm going to go back to the video to see if it's something that I did wrong. We can leave these engine ignitions on because I'm going to start again when we get to, what do you call it? Knoxville. Yeah, that tank was, the left tank was completely depleted. Which I can understand that killed the left engine. But why did the right engine go out? Had plenty of gas, it wasn't on fire. It was just an intermittent failure? I don't know. But we seem to be synced up now. Climbing nicely to 10,000 feet. I appreciate you guys joining the stream. But Cabby, I'm glad to. Have you had a lot of problems with? Let's see there. Yeah. You can either buy. I bought it directly from Carenado, but I think you can buy it on X-plane.org also. Yeah, the FMS is the 11 version, which I don't have a clue how to use the FMS. That's another thing on the list to learn how to use. As I graduate into more commercial planes, I mainly fly, GA planes. So this is kind of a departure, not a departure, but a stretch for me. But yeah, I think it's $35 on Carenado site, and it's the same price on X-plane.org site. But I'm just wondering, so you don't have the X-plane 11 version, you have the older version? That ortho looks awesome. Let's see what kind of rates we're getting. Pretty bad. 14, oof. That's awful. Part of that is the Carenado plane. It just takes up a lot of frames. If this was a Cessna 172, it would probably be doing it like 35, 40 frames per second. But there's so much going on. We can actually, if I go outside here, frame rates will be better. 18, 19. That's a good picture right there, climbing up. Santa Airways. Man, that wreath was a pain in the ass. Putting that wreath on there took me at least an hour and a half, maybe an hour, hour and a half. The Santa, the first one took me 2 hours, the Santa with the sleigh. 2 hours it took me to put that on there, and then the other one was easier, because once I got it right on one, the one on the other side was easier. There's a labor of love. That's your go-to plane. Oh, you have both versions. Okay. Well, the 11 version has the FMS. Because that's what I'm, that's this version here. You may have to, there may be a new version of it that you have to download or something. Look at the difference between the ortho there. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's both ortho, but one is a different satellite shot. It's a darker shot versus the lighter shot. Probably taken at a different time of day. show you a close-up of my mouse. You can see the rivets there. See them coming right through the image. That's the trick, to get that those rivets coming through. Yeah, that wreath was a pain in the ass. But I think it looks pretty cool. Happy with it. Spirit of Christmas, why not, right? Let's check on side. All right, we're 8,300. Everything looking good. I'm gonna bring the prop back a little bit so we're not running too. I know I didn't overcook the engines. I never do. I never overcook the engines. But I had that once before. I was flying this plane a couple days ago, and the left tank was just using much more gas than the right tank, and I don't know why. I don't know why that would be. Because, you know, both the propeller and the throttle are equally the same. It should be the same, unless it's some sort of failure. But right now, even you could see it's using more. We shall see. Hopefully we'll get there without crashing this time. But at least the GPS is working. Or once we get to 10,000, then we'll level off and have a nice cruise into Knoxville. Maximize the speed. Plane's got a great climb rate. It is a go-to plane for FS economy. It's awesome. Oh, okay, you bought it from the org store. Yeah, it's a great plane. I do like it. It's great for FS economy. It's really, and I'm hoping to buy one on FS economy. I've got a little over $1 million now, so I don't like to take loans. I just like to buy stuff on my own. I don't like to take go to loan route. All right, let's see. We're going to level off here at 10,000. Yep. We'll start to pick up a little speed way up there. Just the prop back a little bit so the fuel flow is lower, which it is. See, you can see that left tank is going a little faster. The right tank is just on 7.5, and the left tank is just a little bit. There's a little bit less in it, so. But still, it's not burning that. I mean, the fuel flows are the same on the gauges, so I'm not sure why that would be. Maybe just a flaw, I don't know. But I definitely still have a lot to learn in this plane. You know, but I was thinking about it. I mean, I like this plane, but I almost think that I would be better off spending the time like buying a Challenger 300 and learning that. You know? Because you can do a lot more in FS economy with it. It's a jet. You know, if you're going to go commercial, you might as well fly a jet. And then if I learn that, then it'll be easier for me to fly like the big iron, which would be cool to do once in a while. You know, but this is an older, complicated plane that, you know, listen, I know the Challenger is complicated too, but might as well learn that, right? And spend the time learning this. I'm not sure what does a Challenger cost in FS economy? Let's see. It costs a bunch to operate, yeah. What does it cost to buy one? Let's just look. Let's see here. Go down. Challenger here. 1.3 mil. Well, that's what this car cost. That's what the B1900D costs. Where's the Challenger? Let's just go pick one out. 10 seats. All right, so you got less seats, but you know what? It is kind of hard to find 19 fill capacity. You can find 10 pretty easy. Like I said, let's just see. Here's what this. I guess I can't really take a look at a log here. It'd be interesting to see. Let's see, 5 for sale. What do we got? $1 million. All right, so there's one in Atlanta for $1 million. I could buy it right now. Look at that, it's got hardly any time on it too. It's a brand new plane. Is it owned by the bank? No. Who owns it? $1 million. Let's see. Does he rent it out or does he fly it himself? Oh, he rents it out. He gets a pretty good rental. Yeah, maybe I should buy that instead. I mean, I know it's got, what is it, a range of like, it's got a, what was it, 3,000 mile range, something like that? So you can fly this thing, you know, to Hawaii and stuff, right? So that's a question. I have to think about that. I got to debate that. Because to really operate this plane, the 1900D, I'm gonna have to put the time in to figure it out. Challenger, you know, might as well put time into learning that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh, the X-Plane model sucks. Is there a model? I wonder if there's a. Is there one in FSX that's free? But part of FSX, I have to look and see. Citation's better? Yeah, is the citation, can you get a citation? Let me just see here. Let's go to, let's look at the citations. Citation X, I guess. Yeah, they're about $1 million too. 12 people. We get that for X-Plane. $18, 19 bucks. Oh, X-Plane 10 and 11. I wonder how good it is though. VR. Oh, the citation sucks. Okay. All right. Look. Okay, gotcha. Let's look at the Challenger. This guy, right? Let's take a look. So pretty sweet. I wonder what it looks like in VR. But I'll have to learn how to use an FMS, right? I mean, I know I can load the flight plans into it, but you need to be able to operate it too in case something goes wrong mid-flight, right? Challenger's awesome. So I guess Plane Crazy, you have one, right? FMC is easy to use. Yeah, just like I said, if I'm gonna spend the time, I might as well and use it for for commercial for FSEconomy. I might as well learn how to use that, right? Than versus this. I don't know. Don't know. I'm sure it'll work in VR. The question is how it'll look, Like this thing looks awesome in VR. It looks incredible in VR. That's one thing I gotta say. It really does look incredible in VR. But maybe it's time to start jumping into jets a little bit. I still like flying the SR-20 though, I really do. It's a fun plane, and I like Aerosphere's Seminole. Both the not Seminole, Seminole. They're Seminole. Both the regular Seminole and the turboprop. Or turbo. It's not a turboprop. It's turbo. But they're fun planes to fly. And also, I like the C-172, the new G1000. It's a really fun plane to fly. It really is. All right, so look, everything's green here. Gas looks good. Engines look good. Fuel flow is good. Heat is good. Pressure is good. Prop is good. Torque is good. Everything looks fine. I thought everything looked fine before. Yeah, that'd be great, Plane. Thank you. And maybe if you could just whisper me on Twitch or just email me or something and let me know, because I'd like to know if it really looks cool in VR. In VR, then what is it? $30? Yeah, it's not too expensive. Do some nice liveries for it too. Who makes this plane, do you know? The Challenger. Who makes the Challenger? Man, we are getting a lot of people in the VR Aviators group. It's amazing. It's like 20 people a day, easily. DNN makes the channel. D10, okay. And they keep it looks like they keep it pretty well updated, which is good. Yeah, just, it's below, there looks like a little, on your Twitch thing, there's like a little, looks like a speech bubble. You press that, that's the whisper. What's the range? Challenger's got a nice range too, yeah. have to check this out. I mean, because I'm about to spend $1 million on this B1900D, and I do like this plane, but you know, I'm sure I could rent this one out, right? These probably rent really well in FSEconomy. You own one in FSEconomy, Plane Crazy? Oh, sorry about that. 800 to 1,000. That's about the same as you're going to get for the B1900D. Got to learn how to fly it. I'm sure it's not much more complicated than flying this plane, so why not learn how to fly that plane? Right? Why not learn how to fly that plane? Your FSC, okay, gotcha, cool, gotcha. So they have good checklists. Yeah, I mean, there's a checklist for this too, which I followed. Actually, I watched the videos. One guy had a really good video, and I took notes on how to start this plane from cold and dark. And the last time I flew, I did it, and it was fine. I had no problems whatsoever. So I think this time there was some sort of glitch with X-Plane 11 1.0. I think that's what happened. I mean, those engines failing like that, I don't know. I do have a Eclipse 550 jet, which is easy plane to fly, and I've flown that in FSEconomy, but it's only like, was it 5 seats, I think? So you can't put a lot of people on that. With a Challenger with 10 seats, you should be able to, you know, get there quick and you know, make a decent amount of money with it, unless the operation costs are ridiculous. All right, so we're halfway on our second try to get the net to Knoxville. It's going to turn out to be a long stream tonight. Check out things looking in VR. We're coming into this. This is like right up here is where we're not quite at the point where we failed. We're about to make our turn to go into Knoxville. Now this is all the mesh version 3 mesh scenery, which I downloaded prior to getting the ortho set up. Version 4 of the Challenger is out. Oh yeah, version 4 of the mesh. Yeah, I saw that, but I just don't. I'm on a project to build out ortho. I bought a 6 terabyte drive a couple weeks ago, and I've got like 200 something tiles built out, and I'm just not gonna go back and redo all that mesh. It just would take forever, you know. Actually, this might be ortho still. I don't know. I forget. I try to do a couple of blocks, a couple of tiles every night. All right, so let's get set up for our. We're gonna lower this plane down to. I think we want to go to 4,000. I want to check the sectional. Let me see. Let's go to. All right, so we're gonna come here. McGee's at 10 grand, so I mean 1,000, 979. So once we get past these mountains, we got elevations like 1,300, so we can come down to like 3. So we'll come down to 3. $32, we'll compromise. Get our frame rates a little faster. Once you dip below that 20 frames per second, the simulator time slows down in the simulator. So yeah, I think this is, I can always tell by the edge of the water. I believe this is still ortho. I think we switch like past these mountains. Plus the scenery just looks so, it doesn't look common or repeated. Yeah, so the Challenger, yeah, maybe I need to change my mind here. I was going to buy one of these, but maybe I should just get into jets. It says awesome 3D model, fully decorated animated luxury cabin, high resolution liveries. Reflection plugin adds dynamic reflections to X-plane. Crisp and easy to read. Let's just pull it up here so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Easy to read, high resolution panels. That's good for VR. Toggle between 3D and easy view. Suitable for beginners and experts who decide your level of realism. Okay, air conditioning, pressurization, aural visual alerts, flight instruments, fuel systems, lighting, electrical, flight controls, hydraulic, ice and rain protection, power plant, accurate flight model, test approved by real Challenger pilots. As a pilot with several years' experience flying a Challenger, I can say this model is extraordinary. Practice of this system are faithfully reproduced. Flight model is accurate and predictable. Is truly captured the experience flying a 300. Highly recommended. Video about it. Last update was just what was last year, so they haven't updated it in a year. Let's look at the pictures again. Looks pretty damn cool. Looks pretty sweet. Do a nice livery with that, that's for sure. $30. Another $30. I don't know. I like my livery. Hope you guys like it. I think it's pretty cool. Alright, I think we can get ready to descend. Let's just check things out here. Once we get over this ridge here. I'm going to... Let's do vertical speed down. go at 400. Slowly take her down. I wanted to look on the center panel. See if there was anything on there. EFIS power, Parlet, ETT, heading on normal, which was before. Autopilot R. Yeah, not sure. Not sure. A lot of stuff to learn. Hopefully we won't lose the engines. All right, and listen, we haven't really used much gas. This time, we're not burning any fuel. I mean, how can we not burn any fuel? I've gone like 100 miles. That's weird. The fuel tanks have not budged. Let me just see what the aux is. Aux is almost 0. That's not good at 0, the aux. Not sure. We shall find out, I guess. Yeah, that was, I cannot remember the last time. I don't think I've ever had a crash before in FSEconomy, ever. It's the first time I've ever crashed in FSEconomy. We can go down a little bit faster now. We're going to go outside though, so the frame rate's a little faster. Yeah, see that edge of that water? That is definitely not ortho. Because when it's ortho, it's like rounded. Because I did some experimentation and I have it set so that it's just the water and the edge of the land is like really nicely merged. So it took a while to kind of dial that in. So if you notice, there's a red ball on the left side, and on the other side, there's a green ball. Hard to see there. See right there on the little green ball? Just to signify the navigation. Red on the left, green on the right. All right, so I was also thinking about, I've got a couple of secret routes that I found. Not maybe maybe not secret. Other people probably have figured them out too. But they're really cool routes that like take under an hour, where you can make a nice amount of money with this plane. And I was thinking about making a few videos like with some of the secrets that I found to help other people make some fast money in FSC, because that's the whole thing about it, right? Trying to make fast money so you can build things up, so you can start to build a little bit of an empire. I mean, it's taken me a long time to get to million. In fact, I owned a C90, King Air C90 for a while, and I sold it. John Fly actually bought it for me. If I'm sure probably know who John Fly is, the Twitch guy. He bought it for me last week for like 800 grand. But I think I paid $750 or $780 for it, so I didn't really lose too much money. But it took me a long time to build up that money, and that was all running. I think I bought this plane a couple of months ago, maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, and this plane has made a lot of money for me. And also the C90, because that's another plane you can do really well in. But in any event, I got some secret routes not secret, but routes that I found out about that are nice money makers, that are quick flights, and can have a good return on investment, that I was thinking about making some videos on. So hopefully, if I get some time, I'll be putting those together soon. All right, where we are? Where are we here? Let's see. We got 20 miles to our turn. Running at a dog speed of 14 frames per second, which is terrible. Let's slow this plane down. We're starting to overspeed here. Yeah, those fuel tanks have not budged. They have not budged. Something is up. Something's up with this plane. Yeah, maybe I'll fly the Eclipse a little bit more to, just get the hang of flying. Although that jet's really easy to land. $30 though. I think I'm just going to buy the Challenger. It's only $30. Cool to have it, and it's really something. It's really the next step that I'd like to get into. Although I promised myself in 2018 that I was going to focus on the 172 G1000. Learn more about that, dig into that, more about the principles of flight, aviation, radio navigation, and get, all that fundamental stuff under my belt before I started reaching out and doing stuff that's beyond my skill level, So I kind of promised myself I was going to do that, take the CATs seriously. I'm a Cat 4 in Pilot Edge. Wanted to go to Cat, get through all the CATs and take that real seriously and get confident in general aviation before I make the jump into, flying a Challenger. Although, maybe if I could half-ass my way through the Challenger, I can use it to make some money in FSC. I don't know. We'll see. But then again, I could do that with this plane, but it's not as fast, right? It's 200 knots versus 500, 400 knots. I don't know. So many toys, Yeah, why is that? How did you find that out, dude? That the plane burns off the auxiliary tanks first. Why does it do that? It should not do that. That's a bug in the plane? I mean, because, yeah, look at my aux tanks are pretty much dead. But the main tanks really haven't moved. In over, what, how many miles have I flown here? Let's see. 120 miles I've flown. Doesn't make any sense. So is that a bug in the... It's obviously a bug in the plane if you're burning off the auxiliary tanks first, right? I mean... It should be the opposite, obviously. The aux tank shouldn't kick in until the other tanks are dead. Yeah, I think this plane's got some bugs. I really do. It's got some bugs. But right about now, I guess, is when I crashed last time. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm going to have to go back and look at that. Actually, no, it wasn't quite yet. Let's see. Everything looks good. Oh. Everything looks good on the gauges. Got plenty of juice, although the aux tanks are gone. No, the real plane burns the aux tanks first? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you want to burn the aux tanks first? They're there for auxiliary. You want to burn the main tanks first. That doesn't make much sense. So I wonder, when you're in FSEconomy, when you put 300 gallons in it, does it fill the aux tank and then it fills the main tank? Is that how it works? I wonder. Or do you only have an aux tank if you're, not flying an FSC? I don't know. Because maybe it's just a moot point. Like if FSC doesn't fill the aux tank, then it's kind of like a moot point. All right, we're getting ready for our turn here, so hopefully things will stay nominal. So far, so good. Came down to 3,200. Just check with the Challenger in VR. Quick circuit looks good in VR. All the knobs with 3D textures of cockpit are okay. And a lot of buttons are 2D even in VR. Okay, but all in all, it looks good. It was fun circuit climbing into 3,500. Cool. Well, good. I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Yeah, more and more I think about it, I'm thinking about getting that jet. Is there any... So there's no good citation for X-Plane that you know of? What about Premier, like a Premier 1? It's another plane, another jet that's a newer jet, right? I don't think there's a Premier 1 for X-Plane. All right, here comes our turn. New airport, never been here before. Dog slow. That's why I gotta build out the ortho in these places, because it just speeds things up. Because I think I have world objects on medium, and it just, because of all the trees and stuff, it just really crawls. Okay, we've got 11 miles. I can make out the airport. There it is. I got a left and a right. We'll go right. We'll go left, actually. Left looks longer. Alright. Why am I going so slow? Why is the plane going so slow? Oh, because I guess I slowed it down because I was descending. All right, there's my airport, Knoxville. Go left. 9 miles. Just note, autobass planes will lower your frame rate if you have a slower system. Premier one only for I'll see if I'm going to check out to see if there's a Premier one for FSX. No good citation model other than Mustang for Jason Chandier, not good in VR. Gotcha. Thanks, Plane Crazy. I appreciate that. So Challenger sounds like the one for VR. You know, the Aerobask Eclipse is okay. I mean, I have a pretty nice system, so. All right, let's get this plane down. All right, gear is down. Putting that gear down. We gotta slow this plane up a little bit. Going fast, really fast. Nose her up and slow her down. You can't put the flaps on at this speed, I'll rip them off. Alright, gear is down just to slow the plane down. Go through our gump. Alright, gas, we're good on both tanks. Undercarriage is down. Mixture, we're in, we don't have a mixture, and prop is in. We're good to go. Let's slow that plane down, get that first notch of flaps in. We're at about 1200. Just sit back, relax, and land this puppy. It's going slow because of the frame rates. But that's the problem in VR, man. And also, you mix a Carenado plane in VR, it can be a bad recipe, especially when you got a lot of autogen. So, I've got you got FlyInside reprojecting, you got Carenado with all their, killing frames with all the stuff inside the plane. It's just a bad mixture. So I'm hoping in a couple of weeks we're going to have 11.20 with native VR, and that'll make things a little better. Second notch of flaps. Get that airspeed up, get her down, get her down, get her down. We're a little high. Can't see any orange yet. There's one orange.
$500.
There's 500. Little steep. But feeling good about it. There's 2 red, 2 orange. We're good. Back on the throttle a little bit, just keep it outside that white line. I like to get it inside the white line when I'm about a quarter mile away, which is right about now. Trim it up. Nose her up. Nice and easy. Not too slow. Right in the lane. Nice looking airport. Okay. Nose up. Throttle down slow. Keep that nose up. Bring it down nice and easy. Come on, nice and easy. There you go. That's it right there. Beautiful. That's how you do it. Alright, we got people to bring, but I'm going to do a quick taxi here. So we made ourselves probably about $14,000 right there. Not bad. Let's get her off here. We'll taxi back and do this thing again. On our way to Tennessee. Well, we're in Tennessee. On our way to Nashville. Cops over there. I wonder what's happening. All right, clear the active. Look at the smoke come off that wheel. That's pretty cool. Check it out. See that? All right. All right, turn it off and do a quick restart, and then we'll take off to Tennessee. Looking good, baby. Looking good. Hard to drive like that, though. A little easier if I'm up here. You gotta remember, I'm steering my feet, trying to keep it on that yellow line. Parking brake set.
Parking brakes set.
Set parking brake.
Parking brakes already set.
All right. All right, let's turn her off. Let's get our money. All right. Let me just go to FSEconomy and see how we did there. Let's see here. FSEconomy. Go to log. Ooh, 13 grand. That's nice. All right, 13 grand. Pretty cool. Look at the distance bonus we got back. $2,300 because we're bringing this plane back. So basically, it's almost like a ferry fee. And we should get more back again for bringing this back to Nashville. So let's go to my flight. We got to rent this plane. We're going to rent this plane. Okay. And we got 218 gallons, which is plenty. Let's start the flight, which I did. Okay, good. Let's get back into the... All right, let's get back into this. Get this thing started up again. So let's get... this should be simple. Now it's funny, I loaded up FSEconomy. Just get these engines going, I'll tell you what I'm thinking here. That one's good. Alright, good. So I loaded up FSEconomy. Now before my tank was on 8. Now it's on like 5.5. And let's just check the aux. And the aux is filled, so it fills up both tanks, it looks like, when you recycle FSEconomy. Okay. I can turn these off now. Turn these off now. And let's get our flaps Flaps to 1. Prop is on taxi. Flight plan, let's just make sure that's good. Flight plan is good. Frames are terrible. It's alright. And we're going to go right here. Here we go. Let's put our prop all the way in.
Approaching runway 05 right, 23 left.
We gotta set our autopilot. Now I don't
Entered
think
runway 05 right,
we don't
23 left.
we don't need to fly that high. We don't need to be at 10,000. Let me just check the sectional. Of course, I should have checked all that before. Let me just check that. Let's see. So we're at 3,000. All right, so we can go to 5K. Go to 5K. And our airport is 2,000. Go to 5K. 5K should be just dandy. All right, so 5,000. And we're going to be on select, vertical speed, and we're going to climb at, just climb at 1,000. And here we go. Let's light this candle. Flaps are set. Got gas on board. We're flying pretty light, so. Should be able to move quick. This is what happens when I do the side camera. I get all screwed up. Rotate. All right. Gear up. Flaps up. Autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
All right. Yeah, so it filled up the aux. So let's just watch that. So we're at 6 and 5.5, and the aux is at 2. So let's just keep an eye on that. So auxes are at 2. Let's see if they go first. I'm pretty sure they do. Because, you know, at pretty much every flight I've ever flown, the auxes are at 0 when you land. Which to me is completely backwards, but maybe that's the way the plane really operates. I don't know. Let's get outside this plane. Let's fly a little faster. So I think I'm going to buy the Challenger. The more I think about it. Plane Crazy, thanks very much for the subscription, by the way, again. I really do appreciate it. And I'm glad the videos have helped you out. More to come. I've got a test system set up for, I've got 2 X-Plane systems set up now, so I am going to basically be ready to test 11.20 when it comes out. And as soon as it comes out, I'm going to have it loaded up. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm probably going to put like 1 mesh of ortho in there, maybe 2 meshes of ortho, just to be able to check it with that and see what it's like there. But it's going to be interesting. You know, it's like a brave new world. Looking forward to it. I'm really hoping that we get two things with native VR and X-Plane. One, we get better frame rates, and two, we get better visual clarity. You know, because I mean, you're a VR guy. I think you have a Rift. I play other games, and there's some things that I play are so amazingly vivid that it's hard to even, like, you know, Aerofly is so vivid. I gotta believe that FlyInside reprojecting is, you know, causes some distortion in the view. I gotta believe that. So I'm hoping that, and I don't know anybody who's, I haven't spoken to anybody at length, or at all really, of you know, people that have used native VR and X-Plane, the demo versions. I know a lot of people tried it at Flight SimCon. I watched a couple of those videos, but you know, until you see it yourself, you know, you don't get the experience. I mean, I can tell you, having flown, you know, so many hours in FlyInside and X-Plane, and also, you know, being able to go from that into Airfly and seeing the difference, I'll know right away as soon as I load up 11.20 if there's a clarity difference. You know, you will too. Anybody that's flown a lot in X-Plane with FlyInside will see it instantly. You know, and I'm hoping hoping it makes a difference. I mean, listen, I'm not hoping for 4K, but you know, I'm hoping that, you know, you'll be able to see things a little bit clearer. So yeah, it should be a couple, you know, they basically said by Christmas. So, you know, we shall see, you know. So, because Plane Crazy and the other folks, I'm sure if you've flown in VR, I'm sure you agree that once you do that, it's really hard to go back to flying in 2D. You know, just the depth perception and being able to have the feeling that you're high up in the air, it's, you know, so immersive, you know. And the clearer the better, the frame rate, you know, the better the frame rates, the better. You know, so should be fun. Let me just check to make sure everything's inside the cabin's okay. We're kind of trusting the system, but I'm not sure if I really should be. We're at 5,000. Let's see. We haven't burned any of those tanks yet, but we're definitely burning the aux tanks. Look at that. We were at 2, and you're right. It burns the aux tanks first. Makes no sense. But I'm curious to find out if that's how it really is. I'm really curious to find that out. We are flying fast too. Let me just pull this back here, pull the prop back a little bit. Fuel flow back a little bit. It wasn't a bad landing before. I thought that was pretty good. Nice and easy touch. Sometimes with this plane, it tends to, the ground tends to suck you in, so you've got to kind of like hold as long as you can and let it just come down. Oh, cool! That's great. You bought a coast. Yeah, that's good. You know, I've used Oculus and Vive, and I'm a firm believer that Rift is a better headset. You know, their graphic quality are the same, but there's major differences. You know, Rift is much lighter. I can wear a Rift for hours and be comfortable. Now I've been using VR for over a year, so I'm kind of used to it. But I can tell you, when I try the Vive, I feel like I have something big on my head. You know, I don't know. And you know, the fact that it doesn't breathe like a Rift does, doesn't have the integrated headphones. I don't know. It's a better solution for flight simming, if you ask me. But I'm glad the stuff that I put up on the channel has helped you out. That's really good to know. You know, and you know, more and more people are. It's amazing how many people have joined the aviators group, the VR aviators group on Facebook. It's just, you know, we've got over 300 people in about a month, I think it's been. It's great, you know. And there's, you know, people are really, you know, helping each other out. There's some good questions, good discussion. You know, people are getting into it. They're, you know, helping each other out. And, you know, a lot of lessons learned that are shared. So it's really a cool experience on there. Yeah, but I think some of that blurriness is going to go away with native VR. I really do. I mean, I don't know if you've ever tried Airfly FS2, but it's amazingly clear. And I get the sense that we're going to see that with X-Plane. We're going to see that clarity with X-Plane once we go to native VR. Oh, Airfly, yeah, it doesn't work with FSE. But you know what, it's pretty cool. It takes up a lot of space though, like it's like 120 gig or something like that. That's because basically all their scenery is pretty much all Orbix. It's pretty amazing. But it's got like a coldness to it, like you feel like you're flying through a ghost town. And because there's no movement on the ground at all. There's no movement on the ground at all, and there's no comms, and there's no real-world navigation. So it's like, you know, it's like FSW. It's not really a flight simulator. It's like a game, right? Like FSW is a game. It doesn't have real comms and real-world navigation. You know. Side. That's one thing I won't miss. I just check my gas here. All right, so we still haven't touched the main tanks, and now we're at about 1 on the aux. So you're right; it burns the aux first. That's interesting. Let's look. I'm going to search that up here. Let me search that up. So if I go to B1900D aux tank. Easy for me to spell. Asymmetrical fuel consumption. Let's see. Let's just see here. Well, there's one for 2017. The pilot must hold the spring-loaded fuel quantity selector switch in the aux mission to verify the quantity remaining in the aux tank. Oh, the switch isn't on. Okay. That doesn't tell me anything. Asymmetrical. What's the flights on this? Let's see. However, more often noticing the asymmetrical fuel afterwards leads to the left tank not all empty quicker than the right one. Yes, I see that too. It's from 2015 though. Fuel system settings are normal in aux tank. Pages show rather counter simulated behavior. Let's see, tank compression. The low frame rate number of flight models too low. Both cause that. Interesting. Time consumption is evil, yeah. You can see behavior on all planes, not just Carenado. Yeah, I find that C90 empties one tank faster too. These happen multi-engine planes have two independent fuel systems left side for a right side. Increasing number of flight model cycles per frame may help keep your frame rate around 30 or higher. So it has to do, these people seem to think it has to do with frame rate or gas consumption. That's interesting. That's interesting. B19 doesn't really have a fuel transfer system in the traditional sense. That it's more like a cross-speed system. To answer your question, no, the ES tanks are fully simulated. Aux tanks should drain first as long as the aux transfer pumps are set to on or auto. Then main tanks drain after that. I just tested it and it works on my copy. Yeah, I was wondering what that cross-feed does. Interesting. So I guess it's supposed to be that way. I don't know. Seems odd to me. Why on earth would you engineer a plane to burn the aux tanks first? I'm trying to understand the reason, because you would think that you want to burn the main tanks and you have the aux tanks there in case you need more fuel, right? You run into an emergency and you need more fuel. One would think. All right, so I got 86 miles. Let's see how slow we're going. Oof, painfully slow. Let's get outside. A little better. I gotta get some ortho up in here for sure. That'll help the frame rates. So Plane Crazy. I don't know if you follow my the series I did getting that Cirrus 20 to Hawaii. I had someone ship it. I created it up and had someone ship it from California to Hawaii. It cost me $22,000 in FSE money to have it shipped. It cost me $7,000 to have it created. So it was like almost $30,000 to get the thing from California to Hawaii. But now I have an SR-20 in Hawaii, which is kind of cool. No, you know what else is ridiculous about creating a plane? It's 4 days, like 4 real-world days to create and uncreate a plane. 2 days to create it and 2 great days to assemble it. I think that's ridiculous. That's like almost like too realistic, right? I mean, you could do that in a nanosecond in software. And I asked the question on the forum, and and basically they said, well, that's what it takes in real. There's a lot of nuts and bolts, and it takes a lot long to do it in real life. I'm like, so I had to wait around 5 days. Actually, yeah, 4.5 days because of the shipping, flying it there. I had to wait 4.5 days before I could use that plane. To me, that's ridiculous. So let me ask you, have any of you guys tried SimBuddy or looked into SimBuddy? I know it's like an FSE kind of like alternative. I've read mixed reviews on it. I was thinking about looking at doing that. It's a paid service. It's like well, it's £5 a month, so British pounds a month, so or maybe it's euros, €5 a month. I'll have to check. I was thinking about checking that out, but I want to talk to someone who's used it and what they think about it before I do that. Because it's like anything else, you got to install a client, you got to invest the time to get up and running. Even though you get 7 days free, it's still you got to invest the time. And you know, I'm saying to myself, do I really want to do that if it's kind of like lame, right? Kind of limit. Oh, it's airline thing. Okay. Yeah, Project Fly is another thing I was looking at. That's more like flight tracking and all that. Like I'm saying to myself, why do I need Project Fly? I'm not sure why I need Project Fly. At least we're getting up to 18 a little bit here. So slow sometimes. Looks like you can buy a flea from what you saw on John's channel. Yeah, I haven't really. I signed up for Project Fly and I started to look at it. I'm like, okay, before I spend all this time doing this, I have to realize why I'm doing it and if it's something I'm interested in doing. You know? I know they've got like the metrics you can put on your stream, which I really don't need any of that because like Penny Fly works, Penny Overlay works fine. What you see on the bottom. I don't know. I'm not sure why I need Project Fly. Oh, man. Would have been done by now if it wasn't for that stupid crash, man. Buy a fleet. Yeah, I'm not sure. Again, I don't know what that's all about. I kind of like fly independent. I'm pretty much independent on FSE. I'm not part of any like virtual, you know, flight groups or anything like that. I was thinking about starting my own, but I just don't have enough time to do it. You know, to me, it's more about learning about aviation and stuff. That's really why I'm into it. You know, ultimate goal someday. You know, real world pilot, hopefully. And this is all kind of like, you know, learning, especially when I'm flying. Like you guys don't see it, but when I'm not streaming, I'm flying like short flights with the C-172 all over like, you know, parts of the Northeast and stuff. I'm just doing patterns and flying into little airports and all VFR stuff and simulating CTAF, chatter and stuff like that. I spend a lot of time doing that. I like doing this too. It's kind of cool and fun, but for me, the jolt I get out of X-Plane and and flight simulation is that GA flying, you know, finding out an airport, figuring out my route, you know, making sure I'm flying the right airways, I'm doing the right thing as a VFR pilot, not to get in the way of anybody, that kind of thing. So, because that's, if I do ever pursue private license, that's what I'm going to be doing. And you know, I can't see myself flying into many towered airports, you know, maybe a few here and there, but simple stuff. And you know, my whole thing will be mostly, you know, quick mode of transportation and scenic flying. And that's, you know, that's the real reason why I want to get into it. So that's what I try to simulate, you know, and I know that's not really interesting to a lot of people, so I don't stream that a lot, except like with my SR20. But I'm probably going to be flying the G1000 more in the 172, because I think it really jazzes up that plane and makes it interesting, you know, especially the charts and stuff that you can get in there, and like, I don't know, they did a really nice job with it. They really did a nice job with it. I'm pretty impressed. I mean, it blows away Carenado's G1000. Blows away. V-Flight Air's G1000 is pretty good. It's got a few glitches, although I can't tell if those glitches are that now or if it's X-plane. But in any event, long story short, I do like to fly a lot of the VFR GA stuff. I just think it's, you know, good practice for potential real world someday. All right, getting closer and closer. 16 miles from our destination. Sorry, 16 minutes from our destination. Probably can start to get down here. So we'll get down to, what's our altitude? Nashville's 600, so we have to come over a little bit of a hump. Nashville's 600. Okay. So let's get down to 3. We're down to 3,000. Select vertical speed. Taking it down to 3,000, Captain. Our aux tanks are probably completely burnt, which they are. Yep. And we're starting to eat into the main tanks. But no fuel consumption problems. Everything's nominal on the gauges, which is good. Picking up a little speed because we're descending. Let's bring that throttle back a little bit. But I know on Twitch, everybody likes to watch the big iron. Or the jets, you know. I know that's a really interesting thing for people. You know, and pilot edge stuff. Like I'm sure, like, you know, like, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen Uncertified Pilot. I watched all of his CAT streams, and he did it, you know, the CAT testing streams. And that was really, really helpful. I learned a lot from watching him, you know. Because he was going through it from the beginning, which is really good, because I started in the beginning too. And like I said before, I got up to Cat 4. I need to get back into that and spend some time going through those. But I also need to learn aviation knowledge, which I bought a few books and I'm starting to read, and starting to try to get my head around you know, the fundamentals, which everyone needs to know before they you know, put the seatbelt on and start a plane up, you know. Do things right. Keep the mind fresh by learning something new, you know. All right, making good progress here. 43 miles out. 11 minutes to our next turn. Probably about, what do we got, about 14 minutes to our destination. That's what I love about ForeFlight. ForeFlight is awesome. Look at that crater over there. I wonder if that's where a meteor hit or something. It's pretty cool. All right, we're probably moving snail's pace. Oof. Now, if we go like this, the frame rates will increase. Nope, I lied. It's because of all this auto-gen. Gotta get that ortho built out. I'm gonna put like about 10 meshes up tonight, or tiles up tonight.
Destination ATIS is 135.1.
All right, Plane Crazy. Thanks again for the subscription, and we'll see you soon, man. Good talking to you. Take care. Thanks for the information about Challenger too. I'm gonna check that out. Be interesting to see what the frame rates are in VR. Hopefully they're good. We'll see. Setcom 2 135.1.
Com2 set to 135.1.
Let's check out our ATIS. Okay. Radios don't even, can't even get the radios to work. I got a lot to learn in this plane, man. Got a lot to learn. Alright, we got, still got 30 miles. Let's get outside here. Hoping to collect, oh, that was nice, a $2,300 distance bonus on that last one. That was nice. $13,000 I think I made on that flight, so that's pretty good. I tell you what though, man, this will suck you up. X-Plane 11 in VR. There's just so much to do, man. It just sucks. It's like a nerd fest. It just sucks you in. Doing this and doing that, and ortho and liveries, and there's so many things you can do once you start to learn how to do them. It's very cool. Don't get me wrong, but it really is a time, you know. And I like doing it. I'm not saying I don't like doing it. I really enjoy it, but there's so many things you can do and get caught up in. I want to call it a hobby because it is kind of a hobby, right? But yeah, it's really cool. I enjoy it a lot. Like this livery. I started this livery last night after work at around 6 o'clock. I worked till about 1 o'clock in the morning, so that's like what, 7 hours, and then I worked on it a little bit, got up early this morning and worked on it before work for like an hour. So I think I put, actually, and then I spent a little bit more time on it, like at lunch. I think the total was like 10 hours of work on this. That's what I estimated. But it was fun. Like every one of those little snowflakes, I put on there, each one individually, to make sure it was placed, placed right and looked right, Then I had to remove some because of where I put the other graphics, and, it takes time to align things, and like the Santa sleigh, it's like the fuselage and the tail are two different pieces in the graphics file, and they're like in different orientations. So you have to like slice the graphic and then put it on one side and put it on the other and make sure it lines up, and God, it takes forever. Thank God for Playmaker, because without Playmaker you could never do it. Because Playmaker, you can load it in and see what changes you've made, and then you can go back and make it. Because you're talking about like lining graphics up. You have to like move things by like 3 or 4 pixels at a time, make sure things line up. It's tedious work, tedious work, but it's fun to do, and it's a creative thing, which I enjoy. So anyway, point is, X-Plane 11 and the things around it, like ortho and liveries and flying and FSE and Fly Pilot Edge, could take up a lot of your time, man. Takes up a lot of your time, which is good, I guess. All right, getting closer to JASSM. Land this plane and make some money. Yeah, I made almost 14 grand on that last one. That's pretty cool. Coming to the end here, guys. Coming to the end. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this livery was that I was thinking about people that are into X-Plane and trying to get their kids into like flight simulation and maybe aviation, and I thought that doing like a Santa-themed Christmas plane would be something that people can, show to their kids and say, hey, check it out, let's fly this, this Santa Claus plane kind of thing, and it might be something that might intrigue them. So that's one of the reasons why I did it. I thought it might be something that, people could share with their kids, to get them into aviation. So, I mean, I've been into flight simulation ever since it first came out, like on the Apple II, which is like 1980, around there. So we're talking a long, long, long time ago, right? What, 37 years? 37 years? 37 years. So it's amazing how far things have come in 37 years. I mean, you couldn't even, what I'm looking at right now, a 3D model of a plane from the outside in VR, you couldn't imagine in 1980. 1980, it was all like, it was like vector graphics, and moved real slow, and it chugged, and you really had no navigation, and you were landing on like these 2 green lines, that looked like a runway, but it was still cool because it represented flight simulation, but nothing like this. I mean, this is just, this is like, wasn't even conceived. It couldn't even be conceived when I was first into Flight City. Now it's just, now the FAA says, you could use X-plane with a certain, you have to have a certain version of X-plane. And there's like a certain systems information or certain systems that you have to have in place. But apparently they use it for FAA certified training, which is pretty amazing. I believe that someday VR is going to get so good that that the FAA will recognize that it can be used as a training mechanism. Maybe fundamental training for pilot, not commercial, but or maybe commercial, but definitely GA now, or private pilot's license, I should say. I will tell you that so far I've had 3 or 4, maybe 4 people contact me privately on Facebook, all commercial pilots, all fly 7 series planes, all asking about how to get VR and set it up so that they can fly the plane that they fly for a job in VR, which is pretty damn cool, right? These are real world pilots that are using VR as a way to train, it's phenomenal, and it's just going to get better and better, especially as the clarity gets better. It's just going to get better and better. All right, so I guess we're past the glitches here, and it looks like, knock on wood, we're going to have a clean flight to Nashville. Finish this long stream with my first only, I'm pretty sure it's my first my first crash flying in FSE. First time crashing. I mean, I've crashed in X-plane before, fooling around or whatever, but I've never really crashed like on a serious flight. You know what I mean? That was the first time I had like a full failure like that. And I'm sure I didn't handle it right, but this is a heavy plane. I had 19 people on board. I had probably about 200 gallons of fuel, and I wasn't that high up, and basically I really had no chance of, I just basically turned the engines off. Well, I really had no chance of keeping the nose up and landing without crashing, I don't think. Maybe, maybe I'm sure maybe there's a way I could have done something differently, but I just couldn't get enough airspeed to keep the plane up. But kind of scary. All right, so we're getting ready for our turn here into Nashville. We're just about 5 minutes away from landing. I appreciate everybody hanging in there. Maybe if I start flying a Challenger, I'll get more people watching. More people interested in the jets, As I mentioned, I do have the Eclipse 550, but that's more of a private jet, it does. I mean, so is the Challenger, but you can still fly 10 people around in it, I mean, 10 people, you're going to make about $9 grand in revenue. So, if it costs you, $3 grand to operate the plane, you're making $6,000. But you could fly those longer flights too that have higher money on them because the plane's got such a good range, and it can fly it pretty fast. Yeah, I'm starting to talk myself into a Challenger for $30. All right, turning into Nashville. Chugging along to Nashville. I gotta get frame rates up here. See so many trees, and there's my turn. Yeah, that's the other thing. The simulator's a little slowing down here when I'm landing, so. Props are full. Getting our turn in here. Let's see if we can pick up the. I can pick up the runway there a little bit. There we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 runways. Pick the one in the middle. Miles out. All right, we're slowing her down. Fly right over the city, it looks like. Wonder if you can see the Grand Ole Opry. All right, 9 miles out. Autopilot's off. Start to slow her down, descend. Get lined up. I like the hand fly. All right, 8 miles out. Nice easy descent. Plenty of gas this time. Yeah, so I'm going to experiment with this plane and do another cold and dark and see exactly the way I did it before and see if I have that that navigation issue that I had with the compasses being out of whack. Obviously, the fuel issue with the left tank completely drained. I don't know what happened here. Maybe I got shot by somebody or something. Somebody shot my tank. It doesn't make any sense that I mean, it had like 150 gallons of fuel in it and went to 0 in an hour. It doesn't make any sense. All right, let's get that gear down. Flaps to 1. I'm sure I should have put the flaps on first, but I'm just a hack. Into Nashville. Had a relative that used to live there. Never been there. It's supposed to be a great place to go. I'd love to go there. I'm a musician, so I'd love to go there from that sense. All right, let's get second notch of flaps in. That plane slowed down here. Simulator's moving so slow. This is actually what the old ones used to move like, you know, back in the day. Apple II version. There was actually a Mac version. I had like so many. I bought so many flight simulators over the years. Probably 10, maybe more, 15. X-Plane's the best one I ever bought. That's for sure. All right. I got one orange. We got flaps full.
500.
Gas is good, undercarriage is down, mixture is in, and prop is in, and we've got our gump. And we're ready to go. Little high, little high. There we go. Pretty close to those electrical wires. All right, let's get that nose up. Change the attitude of the plane a little bit. Start to throttle down. I got plenty of runway. Ooh, tick, 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 tick. Oh no. Worst time for that to happen. Come on. It's the worst time for that to happen. Nose up. Throttle down. Come on, come on down. Come on down. Come on down. Beautiful. All right. We are here. Set parking brake.
Parking brakes set.
All right, let's see what happens in FSEconomy. I want to see if I get this. I want to see if I get this. This money. All right, let's go to log. We didn't get anything. So we got the bonus on that flight. We don't get anything coming back here. Interesting. Oh no, I got to end flight. Duh. Oh, end flight. Now let's look at the log. Yeah, we did. We got a little of that bonus back. We got 13. Let's see. Boom. Distance bonus. We got, okay, we got $2,000. So we made almost $4,500 in distance bonus by bringing this plane back. So that was a pretty good deal. So we made 13. So we made about 15,000. 20, yeah, we could start with 10 grand. So we made almost $15,000 on that trip. Not bad, not bad. All right, guys. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys watching again. I just want to remind you, VR Aviators Group on Facebook. Make sure you check that out. Just search up VR Aviators Group, and filled with 320 people that are interested in VR aviation and in virtual reality flight simulation. So make sure you check that out, guys. I do appreciate you watching. Thanks for the subscriptions. Thanks for the follows. And, you know, please, let me get this thing straightened out here. If you want to check out the livery, it's on xplane.org. Just go into the liveries, downloads, and type in Christmas or Santa or B1900D Christmas, and it'll come up. I just put it up today. If you're a B1900D flyer, check it out, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch, and have a great day, guys. Take care.